this we're going live right now on Trade with the Boys page. All right. So the thing is this is open, this is live, and this is where you can tell your friends, share with your friends right now, everybody. Please share to as many friends that you have right now. Okay, like and share to your friends, because this is a live session, and today I'm going to give you a lot of information. We're going to cover the market analysis, but primarily to cover something very powerful from this guy, this technician, Larry William. All right, I have basically extracted some of his very powerful charts, and I want to share this with you this morning. So everybody kindly like and share this Facebook page link right now to all your friends so that more people can hear this live for themselves. Okay? All right. Now today is 18 October, as I mentioned today, even the mystery broker got it wrong. Now mystery broker, if you actually key mystery broker and CNBC, these few words into Google, you will actually see that there is a particular person who have traded rather well in the S&P recently this year. He was perfect on the short. He was even much more accurate on the buy. And recently, yes, right, he was looking at the market to be dropping, to be down. But apparently the market went up. So the thing is this, even the mystery broker got it wrong. We'll share about this later. And towards the end of this part, before we go to the technical drawing side, I'll share with you what Larry William he had done a video recently. You can Google or you can go to YouTube, key Larry William. You can actually see that particular video. All right. I think there's some important stuff that you must take note, and actually it comes in line with certain people who've been calling for some sort of selling in the market. All right, let's begin. Now, first of all, as usual, disclaimer apply. You do understand this. My job is to show you what I feel about the market. Your job is to basically take some calculation and do your risk management before you embark into whatever I share. All right, everything I share is for references basis. Okay. So if you got it, you've accepted the above and identified me. Okay. All right, let's go. Now, normally every morning outside of the joke of the day, I like to read my comic whenever I read the newspaper in the past. So this is a very interesting comic that shows you a chain, and now it shows that the chain is broken up. So it's trying to tell you that supply chain is being broken up. All right. Now, globally, we all know that, right? The supply chain is having a bit of issue because with the COVID-19 ongoing right now, lesser people are going to work, people getting sick, and of course, the cost of inflation has created more problem. And because the problem is this, consumers are not that willing to spend, but the cost of the product increases and the supply of manpower reduces. So what happened? So if I say that I want something, I had to pay more. But when I pay more myself, I may not buy as much, but people will still need to get it done, right? So that caused a big repercussion effect down the road. And of course, this is going to affect the entire market. But you may say, but Kel, until now, the entire global economy is still doing really well. Exactly my point. So what is actually the one holding it? And I can tell you the answer is the money. The easy monetary policy is the one that's holding up the entire economy. And as long as this money is still available in the system, there's no reason for the market to come down. But the question is this, how long do they want to continue doing this? Because there is always a time whereby too much will be too much, okay? Which means that, right, example, if you like to take a certain food, example, you like to take, example, ice cream, example. Now, a bit of ice cream, you like it. A bit more, you love it. But when you get a little bit excessive, okay, that is where you might get sick. And that is what I'm trying to explain here in a very simple metaphor. All right. So first of all, we must understand that the earnings are one of the things that's carrying up the market right now. We have a very beautiful week last week. We called for buy, and I told you because JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, Goldman Sachs, all came out very good numbers. And last week I told you that it was a buy week because I suspected the bank to do very well. Okay, so now this week we have something different. This week itself, no more banks, it's more to the retail products, and that is where it gets a little bit dicey. Okay, listen to me, I'm telling you this, it might get a little bit dicey later this week. All right, so what we have for today, we don't have a very big one like, okay, Philips, maybe we have one big one at Philips. Then tomorrow we have Netflix, Johnson & Johnson, Ericsson, okay, Halliburton, okay, that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, Abbott, Nasdaq, okay, this research, okay. Then Verizon. Then on Thursday, we have Snap, Intel, AT&T, Chipotle, BlackRock Group, Blackstone Group, sorry. This one's going to be very powerful on Thursday. And then American Express on Friday. So we should be having a lot of retail numbers to watch out, okay? And that's why next week itself, this week, I suspect there could be profit taking, all right? I'm going to put it up front here. There should be some profit taking this week, okay? I'm going to be up front here. I'm not going to mince my word on this. I suspect that this week, we're going to have profit taking. Okay, profit taking. Pardon my bad handwriting because it's all using a mouse here. Now, for those who just joined us, do us me a favor. Can you basically like and share the Facebook link right now, this particular sharing, because it's live, it's on Trade with the Boys. You can forward to your friends and let more friends come online and listen to me, because this is where I want to share great stuff with you. And today the content is impressive. There's loads of good content today. Okay, please share this link right now. All right, thank you very much. Okay, all right. So with that itself, you got my point. Let's continue. Now, CNBC shares that Goldman Sachs crushes analyst estimate on strong investment banking and trading result. All right, so you can see that Goldman Sachs, the share price was trading about 380, 400 for quite a period of time. And the earnings was seemingly better than expected. And of course, the share price bumped above the 50-day moving average, above the 400 mark. Well, let's put it this way. Okay, let me just put it this way. We all know that Goldman Sachs itself have been doing a lot of trading on the bonds market, a lot of trading equity market. But if you look carefully into the earnings, you will notice that, right, majority of it came from trading, and they have been reducing their equity holdings. Now, this is not actually found on the mainstream media. So when I go down and read through their entire report, right, I realized that they actually took some profits from their equity position. I'll cover that tomorrow. But my point is this doesn't mean that this counter will go higher. I don't think it will go higher. And in fact itself, I believe that the resistance should be about $410 for this counter. So I think that right after that itself, this Goldman Sachs will be coming down again. Now, I don't know when will that happen, but I suspect that over the next 3 weeks, I don't think it will be able to go past 410. All right, this is my personal take. And of course, it's also back to your own personal looking at it itself. But nonetheless, this is my personal view on Goldman Sachs. Okay, all right. So let's continue. Now, of course, I will say this myself, right? If there's gonna be any way to put me with arts, I would say that I'm not a good artist, but I'm pretty good chartist. Okay, so that's whereby I'm going to share with you what I cover on Friday and what happened to the market on its own. All right. So last Friday, I basically tell you that the Dow Jones will likely be going higher. I draw it up and I say that it will be going to 35,049. Now that day when it was talking about this was 34,957. I said that it will go higher, and truth be told, the Dow Jones went up, but of course much higher than I suspected. I thought that it would go up at least to 35,049, but it went up even higher to close at 35,305 level. So the thing is this, direction was correct, but the accuracy of it wasn't there. So of course, some people say that, hey, Cal, it wasn't that accurate. I had to buy that, but at least I got the main direction correct. So that is the first thing that's most important, correct? But of course, when I said this for DAX, that was a bit better. I said that DAX itself, right, will likely open and go higher. Why is that so? Because it's above the moving average 200, above the moving average 30. And this is a very powerful breakout point. So therefore, I said that the DAX will go up to 15,610. I mentioned that. I gave a specific level. I explained to you why it will go there. And of course, what the DAX did, wow, not bad. The DAX really almost hit the point there. The market closed about 15,595, missed my target by about 10 points, which I think likely this morning, later today, it will trigger. So I was pretty on strike on. You can see that, right? The level that I said and the market itself really pretty spot on, guys. So if you think that I was spot on, please key the word spot on, okay? At least for this, all right? Okay, now while you're typing in itself and sharing your friend, look at this. This is the one that I really got myself stunned. Now this is gold at 1794 on Friday. Okay, gold was trading at 1794 on Friday. Can you see that? Okay, and that was in the morning about 9:30, 10 a.m. Then I mentioned that if gold is to come down, gold will go down to 1767. I mentioned that gold will go down to 1767. Now, at that moment itself, right, many people was like very stunned with this particular call because they were telling me that, Kel, look, the market itself broke the triangle trend, is going up, and it was a very big upthrust here itself, so there should be higher movement. I say, yes, you are not wrong, but I told them that if the market broke a specific level, that's 1792, right? I said that if gold breaks below 1792, there will be some selling because the pivot 2 itself is 1790. So I said it very clearly. Once the market breaks below OP and pivot 2, now this is a TWB system. When the market breaks below OP and pivot 2, can you tell me, guys, those are my students, below OP, below opening price, below P2, what should you do, guys? Please key your answer right now. Tell me your answer. Below OP, below P2, what should you do as a student of TWB? Can you write it down for me? Or I basically get some water for myself to clear my throat a little bit. Thank you. All right, below OP and below pivot 2, what should you do, all my TWB student? Now, for those who just joined us, please kindly like this posting and share with all your friends. But this is a live sharing, and there's a loads of great information. You will not regret this from sharing this. Your friend will thank you for that later on. It is a very good session today. I can guarantee you this. Every Monday itself, I try to give you the best sharing. All right. So the thing is this: below OP, below pivot 2, you should look out for selling. You should look out for selling. And of course, what happened? Everybody take a look at the market itself. Oh my goodness, take a look. It is phenomenal. It is crazy because I said that the gold will come down to 1767. And the crazy part of this is that the market really came down all the way and closed perfectly. You see that? It closed perfectly at 1767. Oh my goodness. It closed perfectly at the level that I mentioned. Now, do note once again, if you look back again the tape, okay, let's look back the tape again. Everybody take a look. Now, you look at it. The market itself, right, was, the gold was trading 1794. And I said that gold will come down to 1767. Now, this is done early in the morning, all right, early in the morning. You can see that this MAO was done early in the morning. And I mentioned that it would have 1767. And truth be told, this what happened to the gold market. It really came down and closed at 1767. Really incredible. This is whereby I can only tell you this. This is our TA. This is how good we are. Then join us, okay? Traders, join us because we really can tell you really impressive stuff and we don't mince our words. All right, thank you, Janet, for doing that itself. Thank you, Eric, for doing that. Thank you very much. Okay, all right. So with that itself, right, let me continue. Thank you very much for all the typing on. Okay, so we did our TWB basic sharing. We did our TWB Hang Seng sharing on Saturday and Sunday. Seriously, I mean, no trainers in the market will work on Sunday and Sunday except for a course. I did it free for my own student on a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning, despite the weekend. And in fact, this evening is I got one more session. It's for students who want to make using $1,000 to make many thousands of dollars later. So this is again, this tells you that I really put a lot of effort to help my own students. All right, and that is how we groom people up. All right, hopefully they appreciate it and they will actually learn a lot from there. So, all right, so again, this is me. I came back to the office to do the live sharing itself. You can see I use multiple screens to make sure that I can see my students, how they react, and also take recording down and stuff like that. So of course, immediately we have a lot more people joining the Hang Seng group. All right, immediately we have more people joining the Hang Seng group, and my target for Hang Seng group is 150 people, 150 members, okay, by December 2021. We've still got about 2 months to go. I believe this target will reach as long as we perform. All right, cool. All right, the thing is this, with that itself, right, okay, we can look at today's, the USA economic calendar. That's a key calendar. All right, so this week is a bit slow other than Thursday. We have building permits on Tuesday, Wednesday, crude oil inventories. That these two are not really heavyweight, but we have the initial jobless claim, Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index, and the existing home sales. Now we will have our guess the right number, okay, session, okay, on Thursday. On Thursday itself, and now I think the price is much higher now. I think it's like 19.88 ADA coin, if I'm not wrong. So guys, if you want to get yourself some more ADA coin, then you have to come on Thursday. Now this is only open for TWB students only, all right? It's only for TWB students only. Okay, so now let's take a look at what happened on Friday. Now the Friday, the Dow Jones was pretty impressive. The Dow Jones just basically went up all the way from the opening bell and all the way up until it closed. And it's now at 35,294, which is that we are just marginally away from the all-time high. The question is this: what caused the market to go higher? Well, the Dow Jones was up by 380 points on Friday after a very strong start of the earnings season. All right, we have a very strong start because we have the financial counters like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Citibank, all did very well. And of course, that pushed the market higher. So heavyweight like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Citibank are the one that topped the expectation. The bank painted a strong and healthy picture of the US consumer. Well, question mark, but I'll leave it there. All right, the Wall Street turned negative of the economy after seeing reserve release, moderating trading revenues, mixed loan growth, and the consumer on the debt. I thought that the debt itself is reducing, but well, this is on CNBC, so I'll leave it there. But you must understand that there were a lot of trading by the financial itself. If you look at and study all the the earnings of all the banks recently, you will notice that they actually did a lot of internal trading recently. So this was the main reason that drive up the earnings. Is really seriously, that is what I'm seeing right now, especially for Goldman Sachs. So I'll cover this tomorrow because it's quite a lot of things to chew on, and I didn't have the time to complete the PowerPoint in time, so I'll do it tomorrow for my own student, okay? All right, so what happened is that, of course, we have the retail sales that came out pretty good. So again, that pushed up the market. Now, overall itself, right, 80% of the 41 S&P companies have reported their third quarter result, and they are all above expectation. So 80% of 41 is about 30 of them now, right? Right, because just started only, right? So it's early to call, so we need to watch out for that. But the thing is this: I don't think that this week itself the retail counters will get so good result because they likely will be forecasting their fourth quarter numbers, and likely they may not be able to submit such a good expectation. Okay, but still we need to recap what happened on Friday in terms of using a TWB chart. How will we have traded? Well, it's pretty straightforward. The opening price was actually here on Friday, and the KSI was green in color. So KSI green means the boys are buying. So as long as the market stays above OP, it's a buy. So it's as simple as that. And of course, I mentioned to you, it was a CCRY on the Dow Jones, which means that, right, as long as you are looking at this, next day we should look for buy. And that's the reason why I was very bullish on Friday. And of course, traders who are with me, they will know that if they followed through with the Q, they will know it was a buy on Friday. All right. So let's look at the intraday chart. The intraday chart was pretty simple, pretty clear. The market was sideways initially, but then the BNB strike. Okay, the BNB here strikes, and the BNB comes with this CCRY that is a nucleus, and then this is where you look to buy. Correct? Now it's a buy, and the market goes up all the way. Then after that, very interesting, you look carefully again, there is another BNB right here. So another BNB, and this BNB again triggered the CCRY. So which means that here itself, you can enter to buy again, and the price again went up. So all the way itself, right, the system shows you only one particular direction is to buy and buy and buy. There was no sell for you on Friday. So that's why you just have to stick to the principle of the trading rule, and you should be able to make some good money. All right, so pretty straightforward on Friday. Hopefully you guys have made money. All right, now this is the gold chart that I showed you earlier. Now look at the gold. Now the gold opening price was here. Now by right, with the KSI green, we are supposed to have further upside. But you notice that the KSI itself, right, the green was trading a bit lower, which I mentioned to you on Friday to be a bit careful. Now the blue bars wasn't there, so that was where the positiveness were. So it was a bit of mixed bag in between, but still looking for the buy side. But as you know, guys, P2, our pivots are very powerful. So once the market goes below OP and below P2, right? No matter what you tell me, below OP, below P2, it's an absolute sell. And of course, the reason why I give you the 1767 is because of this TSCB level. TSCB is a technique that I train people in PTP. And I can tell you that it's deadly accurate. That's why when the gold price comes down, right, you notice they go all the way down and perfectly stop exactly at the 1767 level. And that is how you can actually benefit from it. Pretty cool, right? You just have to follow the TWB system, all right? So with that, what happened? Let's take a look intraday. Intraday wise, the gold price ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong for almost the entire morning. Then it starts to swivel downwards. And then when the market breaks OP and breaks pivot 2, that's it. That is your cue to sell already. And of course, the market came down all the way to KTR -2, supported for a while, and then it resumed selling again. Now, throughout here itself, there was no CCRY, no red to yellow. There's no way you can buy. Yes, there were multiple KCX at the bottom, but still you couldn't have entered a buy because the market is all the way coming down. So that's why if you follow the rule to short the market instead, right, that is where you actually profit from the market. So you got an idea now. Our system is very simple, pretty direct. All you need to do is just follow the cue and trade according to plan. Do not put in your own extra stuff. Now, a lot of others, some other students, what they did is that they put in like RSI, stochastic, Bollinger Bands, MACD at the bottom of the screen. That's why they began to buy gold around this area. And of course, they got flushed by the market when it collapsed. So that's why please do not use any external indicators if you don't know how to use them correctly. Because external indicators, they only teach you part of the story. They don't tell you the full story. Okay, they don't tell you that. They only tell you only a certain part of it. And that's the reason why people get caught by that. So this is very, very important, okay? All right, so basically it's all right. I covered a bit of recap. Let's look at the global market news right now. Now, local global market news. Okay, Singapore side itself, right? We continue to have 3,000 people getting the COVID virus. Now, like I said again, all we need to understand is this. This is a very interesting paragraph. Now, 9 more deaths as Singapore reports 3,058 new COVID cases. Okay, this one, okay, understand. 8 of them had various underlying medical conditions, while one who was unvaccinated had no known medical conditions. So my question is this, why do you seem like you purposely miss out a certain word here itself? I mean, this is a very interesting way to relay certain message, but if you actually really read it a little bit deeper, you can see that the 8 of them, okay. So of course, this brings the death toll now to 233 people. This is not nice. You realize that recently the death toll has been like, averagely 5 people per day. It's very sad. So all I can say is this, please take care of yourself. No one can take care of your health. You have to do what you do. Although the numbers are still at the 3,000 range itself, but at least, let's hope for the best. Because it's a weekend, we don't know whether there's going to be any higher number later again. But let's hope for the best. Stay safe, guys. This is not, no kidding, okay? So the thing that is not a bit of worrying is that because of more people coming in, so you can see that the oxygen supplementation is getting more and more people getting involved. The number didn't really drop. In fact, it increased. And also the people in the intensive care is also increasing. So all these tells us that, right, this is no joke, guys. You have to be very careful. But the only things I don't understand is that if Singapore side is having this problem itself, those countries that in overseas where the weather is getting chill, I just wonder, are they having the same problem? It cannot be only Singapore having this bad increment, right? I mean, the rest are getting the same numbers. So that's why I got my very big question mark in this entire whole thing itself. But I'm not an expert here. I will not dwell on it. Now, of course, this week we're going to have big earnings, as I said to you. We have Tesla and Netflix reporting. Now, of course, Tesla is expected to do pretty well. We saw the counter shooting up recently. So let's not look at it. But the chips that they are now still looking for is going to be the dampener. All right. So basically, we have all the financial stocks already given their earnings. And so far, right, most of them have hit above the earnings. And now basically the smaller groups will come out right now. The cyclical is going to be the main thing that I'm looking at. And I told you that I suspect that cyclical may cause a surprise, in my opinion. Okay. Now, Goldman Sachs, of course, has crushed the analyst reports, and their investment banking revenue went up by 88%. So imagine by 88%, how much money is that? That's a lot of money. So, of course, because of that itself, all the US bank counter went up on Friday. But more important thing is this: they produced a 3.7 billion in investment banking revenue. Wow, this is 88%. Imagine that. That is the reason why the bank shares went up. We've been trading a lot. Now, more important thing is this: you can see that the bond trading revenue is $2 billion. That's already 1.9 is higher. So of course, why the bond is doing well, you can also understand, right? The last one whole year itself, the US government have been doing a lot of bond trading, and therefore, right, of course, whoever knows what to do will definitely benefit out of it. It's a really taking candy from the baby. So all I can tell you is this earnings itself is on the investment sector itself, not the real numbers. I'll show you the real numbers tomorrow. All right, so now we're going to get into something more exciting right now. It's an important market information for references. And later on, remember this, I'm going to show you what Larry William has shared on YouTube. All right, so guys, please share to this link right now to your friends, because they're going to enjoy the session. And I'm going to bet that they will thank you for that later on. Okay, so come on, let's do it. Okay, share your friends right now. You will definitely enjoy. They'll definitely thank you for this. Okay, your little help here yourself. Okay, all right, let me get some messages all coming in once again, as usual. Okay, so let's continue now. Okay, Jim Cramer. Okay, now Jim Cramer says strong bank earnings have changed the tone of the stock market. The big banks have changed the tone of the entire market by Jim Cramer. Okay, you see, you look at it, the revenue itself, right, all are very strong revenue. The EPS is also very good. The net income are all positive. The average loan itself is about basically 500 billion, okay, and stuff like that. But look carefully itself, right, you notice this, okay, you notice this, okay. The numbers itself for Goldman Sachs itself is very funny though. All right, and then the thing is this: Jim Cramer has been cautious on the market. He has been cautious to the market for such a long while, and yet suddenly now he turned around. Now this is not normal for Jim. This is not very unnormal. Okay, he's been doing this. He basically flip and flip and flip every day. He's flipped. Okay, now it's not wrong to flip because he's an analyst. When the market is good, go for buy. When the market is down, go for sell. Nothing wrong about that. It's just that, right? He was so adamant 1 week ago, and now he's saying that okay, things change already. So the thing is this: he's saying now it's more positiveness coming in. There's been more upside coming in, and he felt that, right, this will set the tone of the earnings season and stuff like that. So I can tell you this, my friends. Now, when Jim Cramer gets so bullish, I'll watch the market even closer, because I believe that, right, if he is not going to get it right, again, a lot of people will get hit, and that is pretty normal in this industry. So you can do your own due diligence, but my view is this: I don't think this week itself will be good. So I'm going to say it upfront again, okay? All right, now Michael Burry has came out and said that he's no longer betting against Tesla, and that's why Tesla share also went up on Friday, and his put position was just a trade, okay? No, it's just a trade, okay? He sent an email to CNBC and said that the media really inflated the value of this thing. He never short tens or hundreds of millions of dollars on options. He just only traded. Traded, basically in out, trying to explain. So, but the thing is this: we do know that he owned about 10,755 put contracts on Tesla at the end of second quarter. Now, of course, if someone had done that, the sell right will be losing a lot of money now. Really, not kidding you, because Tesla went up recently, right? So the thing is this: he says that, right, okay, there is a lot of confusion right now whether is he really short, because based on that itself, right, his so-called option is still pretty sizable. So the thing is this: we don't know Burry where he shorted exactly, because they don't really show the filing doesn't show exactly the price. but we can know that from the stock price itself, right? Take a look, okay? So let's say now we are talking about Burry. He shorted on, he shows that he shorted. Then in the second quarter, that means it's around this area. Now, if you look at this area, then it's in a bit of problem already. Look at it. Now, this is the area of the second quarter, all right? So if you have done that itself, right, this area here is all around 700 range. But today, Tesla is now trading at $843. Tesla shares have been going up the last 3 months. So seriously, someone is getting hit. If anyone has been shorting Tesla, now they are pretty badly hit. Now, my personal opinion on Tesla is I don't think so it will go any much higher. Why do I say that? Because I believe that the supply chain is still going to hit them. The last few months, upside is because someone has been shorting heavily in the market. So my personal take is this: Tesla should be resisted about at 850 area, and I think that there'll be a pullback to about 800 level soon. Now, this is my personal feedback, because opinion here itself, because you can see that the RSI rating itself, although it is going up at a high level, but we can see it's a bit of divergence. So which means that, right, there should be an intermittent pullback first. But after this pullback, if the market can form its base and then stabilize, of course, the next level it may be going will be 900 level. But the point is this: I don't think now is a good price to chase after Tesla, and I believe that Tesla will come down to about 800 level. All right, this is my personal take. Let's see whether it will already happen. Okay, all right, that's Tesla for you. Oops, sorry, this is where I forgot about this. Just give me a moment. Let me just do some adjustment to the thing itself. Okay, here we go. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. This is called the mystery broker. Now, apparently itself, right, there's this particular broker that has been making a lot of money from the market. Okay, now you can go and key under mystery broker. It's an exclusive article on CNBC. Okay, let's take a look. Now, one skeptic who was persuaded by the market action to turn more favorable towards stock last week was a veteran financial advisor and long-term source known as a mystery broker. Okay, his background and history of his market call can be found on CNBC. Okay, so an update on late Thursday last week, after S&P staged its best one-day rally, mystery broker backed off his call, first made in late April, that the index is headed for a deeper correction of 10%. So now he's trying to say is this: he is thinking that the market will not come down. He was expecting the market to go down by at least 10%. But now he's saying that, right, he's expecting the typical fourth quarter advance, perhaps deferring the real correction into early 2022. Okay, so now the thing is this: you must understand, he was perfect during the recovery in March 2020. Okay, it was perfect. He called for the buy in March. There was a low, and the market went up all the way, and he was really, really spot on. Okay, but now he is wrong, apparently. He says that he missed a 6% gain point to time, though at September 2nd, the market up by 8%, we turned cautious. Now, the day it turned cautious, the market did come off, but after that, itself, the market recovered. So basically, after observing the pullback phase, he noted that the market had faced multiple punches since early September, but a few punches actually landed. Okay, so resilient against the litany of threats detailed above, a near textbook technical bottom-up effort, the start of the seasonally strong period that rarely failed to deliver when stocks about to go up for a year, and so forth. So he still thinks that the cyclical, the financial stock will do very well, and he thinks that this will push the market higher. So think about this guy. This is basically a mystery broker who made tons of money in 2020 March bottom. And then after that, in September, he did a call, the market did come down. All right, so he been quite okay. But then again, he was expecting the market to go down by 10%, which didn't actually happen. And this time around, he had to bite the humble pie in a way. He come in and say that, you know what, maybe he's wrong in a way, and the market should be going up. Okay, so this is from the mystery broker. Okay, so you can go and look it up, mystery broker, and see whether you can get some more ideas on this. Now, while mystery broker is saying this is all right, keep a note, he's saying that usually by the fourth quarter, that is where the market will recover and go stronger, right? So now we look at this, okay? Now, Morgan Stanley strategist Mike Wilson, he has a different view altogether. He felt that, right, the market will go down by 10 to 20%. He says that, right, the the Fed will going to tighten the policy due to the rising inflation pressures, the labor market, the valuation. So he says that, right, he is quite expecting to see a 10 to 15% pullback. So he feels that, right, the current mid-cycle is like the 1994 and 2004 as a precedent. And he thinks that, right, the market will likely be pulling back. So now we have another person who is like Mike Wilson, is a very popular analyst strategist. He said that no, the market will likely be going down. So we have two views right now. And if you look at it, right, the consumer sentiment index, right, you can see that it's seemingly going down while the expect change of prices next year is going up. So a bit of an interesting movement here. And of course, you can see that the margin of error, the US forecast profit margin, it seems that the profit margin forecast is getting higher itself. And the market feel that, right, maybe only by 2022, then the market will hit a point of overbought situation. So now it's still pretty all right. So this is from two person, which is the mystery broker versus the Mike Wilson from Morgan Stanley. But of course, if you look at this Buffett, now this is my own personal research over here. This is the Warren Buffett indicator. Now, what is crazy is this. Now, at the moment right now, as you can see, the Wilshire total market cap, okay, is now doing at $46 trillion. Okay, wow, okay. But the problem is this, the GDP, oh my goodness, the GDP is only 22, okay? So which means that, right, what is actually happening right now is that you can see that the Federal Reserve have pumped in so much money into the system, and that also leads to the buy-up. You must understand the same dollar itself is only a multiplier. The same dollar passed to the next person is the same dollar going around, but it increased the revenue of everybody. So that's the reason why when the Federal Reserve pump in so much money into the system, that basically pushed the entire market higher. And of course, usually the GDP numbers are always very near to the Wilshire total market cap. But now we are so far away, we are now significantly overvalued. Now do note, historical ratio of the market cap itself, right, is about, this is now over by 200%. Oh my God, 200%. And likely it's all right, based on rule, it should be down by 3%. But the question is this, now the market is up by almost 15%. So we're talking about a 15% pullback, and that's why this guy here itself, Mike Wilson is saying that based on the valuation model, it makes a lot of sense that the market should go down more. The market should go down more because of that. Okay, so that is the reason why he is still so bearish against the market. So think about this, my friends. Think about this for a moment. What do you think? Do you think that the market itself is really significantly overvalued? Because it do make a lot of sense here and do expect it to go down lower. All right, what do you think, guys? Okay, so that's the reason why he himself, right, talking about valuation model itself, it doesn't make any sense. But you must understand that since 2015 onwards until now, that 2016 to be precise, from 2016 until today, right, this model has been surging up in this manner. And of course, you can see that, right, if the market would have to pull back, it should have pulled back a long time ago, but the market still didn't really do that. So all this tells us that maybe itself the market is just has no room for it to come down at the time being. So that is another reason why itself, right, the stock market, we have many people calling for sell, but yet the market just cannot come down. Okay, so remember I told you that I will always keep track with you with the fear and greed index indicator. And you can see right now, it's all right, as of Friday, the index is at 51. So we have it at 32 and slowly to 47. And last Friday is 51. Last Friday is already at 51. So the question is this going to be a good time to buy or is it a good time to short the market? Now, this is where it will get very interesting. All right. So guys, so you guys have heard everything yourself. This is all the coverage for Monday. Are you ready for Larry Williams special charts? Are you ready? If you're ready, please key the word ready right now. I want to see you guys keying the word ready for Larry Williams special charts. All right. Now, since I said, guys, time to share this particular link to your friends. Every Monday, I will do a live sharing on Trade with the Boys page. Only on Monday, I do that. Only on Monday. I don't do on other days. The other days now is eternal, it's for my own students only. All right. So today, Monday, so I dig up some great stuff for you over the weekend, and this is a time for you to watch the market. Okay. All right, ready? Are we going to see more people key the word ready for us as well? Okay. Okay, congratulations to the Hang Seng traders. I see some of the Hang Seng traders are making a lot of money in the market. Congratulations to all of you, right? Those who have made money in Hang Seng, can you key the word Hang Seng to HK? I want to see that. While the rest of your key ready, because we're going to show you very powerful charts. Get your pen and paper ready. You don't want to miss this, okay? Yeah, you don't want to miss this. Okay, all right. So let's go, everybody. Now, Larry Williams created a video and it's on this YouTube right now. And this is, he labeled it as trick or treat. Now, Halloween is coming in. And apparently it's all right. Halloween is a very interesting phenomenon because every time when Halloween comes in, a particular pattern will repeat. And this pattern started since 1963. So we're talking about a pattern that's been ongoing for more than, okay, this 60 years, okay, 60 years pattern. Oh my goodness, 60 years pattern. So you really need to take note, all right, everybody. Now, this is Larry Williams, all right, Larry Williams, okay, so take note of what he has to share today, okay. Now, this is this Larry Williams chart. Let me explain this to you. Since 1966 to year 2021, he realized that if you put the everyday as a form of a pattern, then you collect the data. Example, right, the first day of the month, right, he collect all these first day of the month as a pattern, or he collect the first day, let's say 1st of November, all the 1st November movement for entire 60 years and do an average out itself. So apparently he created a very interesting pattern called the Williams True Seasonal, okay? All right, and you can see what it means by that, okay? But again, before we continue, do take note. Nothing doesn't mean that it's a seasonal pattern, it will always repeat like follow the book, it can fail. So that's why in his video, it's all right, majority of the trade calls was perfect, but there were some trade calls was not perfect, and you can see that he just skipped past the video on a certain area. So I just want you to understand this. Now, Larry Williams to me itself is still a teacher, in my opinion, to me, because I learned from him once, that was like many years ago. So to me, this indicator itself is still pretty good, okay? So take a look. Now, you can see that what happened. You can see his indicator says that, well, it will usually go down all the way from the probably May point, and then will drop all the way to April. But usually by May to October, sorry. But by late October, the market will usually rebound or base out, and then after that it will rally. As you can see, right, this is its indicator. So basically, with that, it's all right. You can see that again, it happened again, and you can see the market in 2018, it was spot on again. It was absolutely right. So of course, not every time it looks perfectly identical. All right, just discuss its personal thing. That this is the one that he got it a bit correct and wrong at the same time. Now this one again on October result, that was at the base of October. The market did rally. Can you see that the market did rally? But more important thing is that, okay, the market did come down towards it itself before it rally, right? So this is what it means, okay? That he's trying to tell you that late October, usually the market will rally, okay? So that's very important information from this particular chart, okay? Then of course, this is he's now doing a forecast for you, everybody. This is a forecast towards this year. So for this year, 2021, he's telling you now, based on a similar pattern that will likely be happening. All right, this is where it happened, because back in 2020, it actually happened before. All right, it happened before. So the thing is this, if you look at it right now, most likely we may have to see a little bit of more downside to go first. Then by this this timing itself, right, the market will actually recover and go new high. So this is what he's trying to explain, right? You can watch the full video on YouTube. Just go to Larry Williams and you can see his latest video, all right? I think on stock chart, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, indeed, view. Yes, indeed. Yeah, for this year. So that's why you need to take note of that. Okay, I'll share more tomorrow with the TWB students. Okay, all right. So this is what is shared, and of course, oops, sorry. Let me just do this PowerPoint a little bit. Okay, so you can see that this is his 2021 natural cycle forecast. It shows that, right, the market will likely bottom out and then it will go all the way up itself. Okay, so this is something that you can actually take a look whether it's true or false. And of course, don't need to do that. This is how the market performed recently with the forecast too. So, well, not really exactly is, but primary direction is somehow or rather there, not really exactly itself. All right, you can see that. So seemingly like that, I can tell you. So overall, it's still okay. Overall, about 60 to 80% accurate, but not to the pinpoint of accurate. But nonetheless, itself, right, this is where it is. So now if you look at what the mystery broker says, if you look at what this Larry Williams says, and of course, you can also take note that, right, some of the people are all looking at the fourth quarter to be pretty big recovery, like Tom Lee. So that means that probably by late October to November to December, the market should be going up quite a fair bit. So that's the reason why today I'm sharing you this itself, right? You need to take note of that. Now, last night when I was doing with a group of students doing gold analysis on the Endgame Challenge, and I also shared with them, right, what my view on gold and what I see that will happen. And it seemed to be in line with a bit of what Larry Williams says. So that's the reason why I will want you guys to take note what I shared today. And for my TWB student tomorrow, we will have a very special session. I'll tell you a little bit more on the view on Larry Williams, more in depth, and also what I think will likely be happening in the market itself. So watch out for tomorrow's Super Tuesday. All right. Thank you, guys. So that is the special Larry Williams charts. Okay. And of course, he even go to the Pacific date for you in this one, the true seasonal pattern. He gave you a Pacific date, and the particular date he gave is 29th of October. 29th of October. Okay, now, before we go into 29th October itself, right, I want to tell you something very important, okay? Do you remember that Evergrande itself, right, they actually issue their first so-called defaulted, their first payment. The payment defaulted on which day? It was on the 23rd of September. Now, you must understand, on 23rd of September, that's where they defaulted their first payment. All right, so logically speaking, in their 1 month to make sure they pay within the 1 month. So logically, 1 month later will be 23rd of October. So if you look at it right now, right, you can see that this should be around 23rd October. So when I saw this chart itself, and I remember my little memory that about Evergrande, right, I kind of believe that, right, this could be actually the catalyst. It could be the catalyst. So I didn't say it will be a catalyst, but it could be. And that's the reason why I want to share this with you today. So in case that this is the dates to watch out for, traders, you must know what to do. And you must understand that seasonal patterns do seem to work on a regular basis. So let's see whether if the market can perform exactly what Larry Williams has said. All right. So guys, if you like this thing itself, please key the word like. All right. I hope that you like this sharing because again, not only that it takes effort to go and get it done for you, you also need to listen to what he had to say, and I re-explain it to you. But again, kudos to Larry Williams. I think it's a fantastic chartist. He is to me one of the best in the industry, very consistent. And of course, I also wish him all the best because he seems like he's ready for a big trade for this November period. All right. So TWB students, tomorrow, Super Tuesday, we will definitely be talking more about this. You don't want to miss. Okay, if you want to get a heads up on this, you can actually go to YouTube and watch it yourself. Okay, right. Tomorrow I will do a summary on what he shared more. Okay, all right, cool. All right, that will be all for the Larry Williams special. We're going to go into our own special right now. Is the charts that are going to draw and our expectation of the market. So the bull goes moo, the bears go grr, and the lemmings go. It is different this time. Let's go. All right, let's bring the chart in right now. Okay, let's go. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the China A50 now. Now, China A50 continued to come down. Now, last week, I already tell you last week, right? If you can remember, last week, I already tell you that the China A50 will likely be coming down. Do you remember? For those who remember that I say that the China A50 will be coming down, please key the word REM. Remember China, REM, China. Right, if you remember that I said that the Chinese market will be coming down, that is what I meant. And I told you that the market, once it comes down, it will go back down to the moving average. Now, why do I say that again? Because I told you, right, this thing here. So there is this Fibonacci number at 16,051, okay? And I said to you, if the market failed to stay above it, the market will come down. And truth be told, on last Thursday already happened. Friday, it double confirmed it, and today, very clear, the market is going to take action. So now the market will likely be coming down to this point here, and that will be 15,481 for today. Now, I suspect that if the market do go down further, there is a good chance it may come down to this point by tomorrow. Now, once it hit the MA30, we must hope that it stabilizes and recover. Because if it doesn't, then the next wave, it will go down again, will be 14,977. Now, do note today already 18th of October, we are just a couple of days away from the default of Evergrande, this bonds repayment. You understand my point? Just a couple of days away. So with that expectation itself, right, I cannot believe that the market may be taking, but they may be remembering that they may have to take profit fast. Because if Evergrande really default, right, then we have a big problem, okay? So that is my personal view on the China A50 right now, okay? Now, of course, that's China A50. Let's look at Hang Seng today. Now, Hang Seng, you can see immediately it have responded by coming off, okay? So what happened over here? Let's take a look. Now, the market for today, Hang Seng, the MLP today is somewhere around here, and that's about 25,309. And now Hang Seng is trading at 25,177. Okay, so this one at the moment now, we can see that it's below MLP, but above MA30. So what is my view here? If China market is to come down, naturally Hong Kong will come down. So I feel that the support will be somewhere around here at 24,752 level, okay? Now, if Hang Seng is to go down, the support will be 24,752. Now, I don't think it will come down today on its own like that, but maybe across a few more days, very possible. That's the reason why I think that you have to watch out for this particular downside movement for the Hang Seng, 24,752. Okay, all right. Okay, so with that itself, right, let's look at the Hang Seng TWB chart. Let's take a look. Now, for Hang Seng today, you must take note, everybody, Hang Seng, the KSI is actually green in color, even though it moved down a bit. That means that the buying is not as strong as compared. So what happened is this today, the opening price of Hang Seng between the pivot 1 and pivot 2, and instead of going up, it chose to go down. But once it go down, it's all right. You notice the KSI is green, so there'll be downside limit between KTR -1 to -2. So I kind of suspect that right later on, if I turn to the intraday chart, I should see support at the -1 and -2 area. So let's take a look and see whether is it really doing that. Wow, perfect. You can see that it really happened. The market basically opens and straight away go down all the way. But once it hit the KTR -3 instead, it stopped there because the pivot is there. Pivot 2 and KTR -3 is there. It created a stack formation. That's why it couldn't go down further and then recovered down. This is a very typical move because the KSI on the day chart is green, so the downside will be kind of limited. So that is what's happening right now. But of course, the market really has to stay above KTR -3 because if it doesn't, then the selling will really pause in. All right. So at the moment now, there should be some artificial support, but you can see that since last Friday until now, the selling has been relentless. All right, on the Hang Seng. the selling have been relentless on the Hang Seng. So traders on the long side, please be very careful. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side of track, okay? So this is very, very important. All right, let's continue and let's look at the Dow Jones for this morning. Now, the Dow Jones this morning, let me just take away this line, not supposed to be there. Okay, so what happened on the Dow Jones this morning? The MLP for Dow Jones today is somewhere near here. That is about 35,110. So as long as the Dow Jones stays above the MLP, there is no reason to panic, okay? As long as the Dow Jones stays above MLP, there's no reason to panic. All right, the Dow Jones itself, right? The MA30 is here. The MA200 is here. So it's way, way, way above it. So again, the bullishness is very, very strong, okay? Now, in terms of upside, the upside could be testing this area here, the testing here itself. That means that today the upside will be about 35,460 level, 35,460, okay? So let me write down for you. The upside will be 35,460. Okay, so how do we look at it? If the Dow Jones stay up, it will go towards 35,460. If the Dow Jones stay down, then it will have to go down, get its support at about 3510, the 35,110 level. So these are the two numbers to watch out for today's Dow Jones, okay? Now, do note again on the Dow Jones chart, maybe it's smaller for you. Now, Dow Jones basically recently had came down all the way. Now, this is the historical high. It came down all the way, and then once it hit the 95% mark, can you see that? Once it hit the 95% mark, it staged a strong rebound every time, okay? So this 95% mark is very, very strong. 33,835 is a very, very strong support here itself. But that's something that you must take note, everybody. While we have a very strong support here, we have also a very interesting thingy to watch out. Is that this is the historical high, right? This is the last high, and this is now probably the next high. And you can see that the high to high is getting lower, okay? The high to high is getting lower, while the RSI reading is getting the same. So this is actually tells me as a trader to be a bit careful, because this could be a negative divergence, okay? It could be a negative divergence. So of course, if we look at what the mystery broker says and what Larry Williams say, then we may have a pullback, and then we may see a new all-time rally or new time high. But if you actually follow what Mike Wilson say, then the market will have to dive down quite a fair bit. So of course, at the moment now, it doesn't seem to make sense that the market will dive down a bit more. But I would like to warn you guys again, on the 23rd of October itself, that is where Evergrande will have to really make their statement clear on their position of paying the bonds itself. Because if not itself, right, this will create a big mayhem. So that's why my personal thing is this: for this week itself, just go slow. If not, right, if the market do give any form of selling, just consider to take some selling position. All right, okay, clear? I hope you get my point. Now the weekly chart shows very clear that the Dow is testing the level again. Now the Dow has broke past the BNB level. So by right, the Dow should go much higher. Indeed, undeniable, by right, the Dow should go higher. But again, by left, that is another thing on its own. So that's the reason why I will tell you that as a trader, please be careful. Just go slow as we approach the new all-time high itself. Okay, so with that understanding, let's just look at the today's now Hang Seng has just broke down again below the P2. Let's see whether it can stay on. If it doesn't stay on, the market may really trade down lower. Okay, just give me a moment. Got some messages coming in. I know it's not nice to do this on middle of a live session, but I need to get this thing up and done. Okay, apology on that. Yeah, moment. Just give me another moment. Okay. Okay, done. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so what we have here is, let's look at the Dow Jones, shall we? Okay, the Dow Jones today, we can see a very strong movement already, very strong. You can see that the opening price is between the two pivot point, pivot 1 and pivot 2. But the KSI is green in color, no much change in the KSI. So which means that if the Dow Jones come down and touches the pivot 2, which you can see that it really missed it by a few points, it actually means a strong support. That means that the market will be going back up again. So there is a good chance that the Dow will be going to the target level, which is 35,460. There is a good chance for the Dow to go up to 35,460 if the market stays up today. All right, if the market stays up today, the market will go to 35,460 range. Okay, so traders, kindly take note of this point here itself. It's going to be very important for traders. Now, only if it breaks down below P2, then we look at the downside. But if not itself at the moment, the 35,460 will be the level that you watch out for the Dow. Okay. All right. So if it goes down, then what number are we looking at? Now, if the Dow Jones really goes down, right, then I will tell you that KTR -1 and -2 will be the two levels to watch out for. That means that if the market, only if the market really go down, 35,183 will be a good level to buy back some shorts. If the market go drastic, then 35,051 will be next. Now, I don't think the market will go down to 35,051 today, but to hit 35,183 is possible. Then maybe it may recover. So we should watch out for this 35,183 if the market choose to go down. All right, remember, we are not here to predict the market, we just follow through the market. As long as the market go down, we know where to buy. Market go down, where to short the market and where to buy back the position. That is what we do in TWB. Okay? All right, so that is the Dow Jones for today. Now let's look at the Nasdaq. Now the Nasdaq itself, right, is down this morning. Okay, down this morning. This morning gapped up, now it's coming down. Now the Nasdaq, as you can see over here, let's take a look. The Nasdaq itself, the MA is at about 13,943, and the MLP is somewhere near here. MLP is about 15,106. 15,106. So as long as the Nasdaq can stay above 15,106, it should be still okay for the buy side. Only if it loses that, then it may have to test the MA30. Now the MA30 is 14,943. I think this will be a good level for buy. I believe that the market will come down and stabilize around here, because that is also the 95% marker. All right, that is also near a 95% marker. Now at 100%, it drops all the way, then it rebounded, then it crashed off, go down, bounces at MA200, recovery, stopped here, came down, retested. So that means that, right, if the market is a pullback down, this number here itself at 14,933 will be a very strong support. Okay, so again, traders, you can watch out for this 14,943 to 933. These two numbers are going to be very strong support for the Nasdaq. Okay, very strong support for the Nasdaq. All right, thank you. All right, so that is Nasdaq for you, and let's look at the TWB Nasdaq for today. Now, Nasdaq this morning itself, opening price is actually within the two pivot, but as you can see, there's a strong KCB resistance at 15,180. The high was 178, so missed by 2 points, and now it's coming down. Now, if it's coming down, the KSI is green and it's uptick green. So we usually like that itself means that the market will be supported, or the market will be supported. The downside will be limited. So if the downside will be limited, then that means that you must watch out for this technical point. That means that now the market has touches the KTR -1. So likely if it goes down, it should be supported at KTR -2, and that's 15,073 region. It should be supported around here. Okay. So traders, if the market do come down, watch out for here, 15,073 for artificial support. Okay. Very, very important. Okay, so we have Nasdaq. Let's look at S&P 500. S&P 500 today, as you can see on the chart, the MLP is here, and the market is still firmly above it, so there's no reason to panic. And the MA30 is all below. So MA30 and MA200 is all below it, so which means that at the moment now, it's still pretty bullish for the S&P 500, so no reason to panic for time being right now, okay? And of course, if you look at S&P 500 on the TWB chart, you can also see that it's also like similarly than the Nasdaq. We have some resistance around 44.80 level, but then the KSI is green, so there's no reason to panic. So the overall market is still pretty bullish for the S&P also, similarly like the Nasdaq. Okay, so now we have covered all this. Let's look at the DAX market. Now DAX, I told you, will likely be touching here itself. Pretty confident that this morning we should see the DAX going to touch this base at 15,610. It should be able to touch that. Now, once it touched that, it may be resisted. That is where I think it may be resisted. So therefore, the MLP will be somewhere critically here at about 15,557. Okay, 557. So if the DAX breaks below 15,557, then we may see profit taking down all the way to the current MA 200 level at about 15,425. Okay, around that. Okay, 425 region. Okay, all right, pretty clear. All right, so that is what I suspect the DAX will be going later today. Okay, all right, so with that itself, I covered. Now go to the Nikkei. Oops, wrong one. Okay, this is the Nikkei, and let's take a look. Now, Nikkei today will be a sell day. I repeat, today Nikkei is a sell day. Why? Because it's now trading below the MA30, and it's going to go down towards the MA 200. So I'm going to tell you that Nikkei likely today will sell down to 28,770. I suspect that the Nikkei will go down to 28,770. Now it's 28,978. So I'm looking at another 200 points either today or tomorrow, okay, on the Nikkei, because it's broke the MA30. Okay, all right, that is my view on Nikkei right now. And of course, you look at the Nikkei on the TWB chart. The Nikkei today is a CCRY, but it did not really move according to plan. But the KSI is green, but it's downtick a little bit. So by right, above OP, it should be a buy on the Nikkei, but now it seems to choose downwards. So if Nikkei will come down, I believe that it may come down to the level that I just mentioned. But of course, with the KSI green, the downside may take a couple of more days. So maybe a few more days, then the market then come down. This is my view on the Nikkei. All right. Okay, so we have done all the equity market. Let's look at the commodities market right now, which is the gold. Now, gold plunged on Friday. So let us be objective in our sharing. Now, gold basically broke the MLP on Friday. So that was the first reason for the gold to come down. So today, the MLP is somewhere around here. The moving average is here. So which means that now today, in terms of the positioning of gold, let's take a look. Big objective again. Objective means that, guys, if I say sell means sell, buy means buy. So it happen to be on a different direction. You just have to take my reference. My sharing is a reference, okay? Now, gold itself today, the MA30 is 1792. So it's MA200, 1792 is pretty far away. The moving average for MA30 is 1764, okay? The MLP is 1780 range. So which means that now for gold, after the huge sell-off on Friday, it's kind of expecting it to do a technical rebound. But this technical rebound might be resisted at about 1780 mark, okay? And of course, if the gold do go down below 1764, then gold might be testing the trend line, and that trend line is about 1750 range, okay? So for gold traders, these are the numbers to watch out for. If it stays down, it may go back down to 1764. If it goes up, 1780. All right, and the technical point for trend line at the moment now is 1750 level. Okay, so this is the technical side of the chart. Now, of course, let's look at the TWB chart to see any easier way to understand the market now. Okay, so everybody take a look here yourself. Now, this is where the CCRY kicked in, right? The CCRY red to yellow is a buy. So by right itself, right, if you look at it, the entry price back then was 1761. So as long as gold stays above 1761, you can still continue to buy the upside. Because at the moment now, right, gold is not too far away from the 1761 entry. I know some of you already take profit already at 179213. Congratulations to those who done. So now the gold come back down, but still yellow bar. Can we resume buying? The answer is yes. So if you think that the gold will be going up, right, you can buy now on gold at 1770, and then your stop loss still put it here if you want to do that. Okay, for me, for today's gold is all right. The opening price is between the two pivot, and you can see that the market is really supported by the TSCB at 1767. So as long as the gold stays above 1767, gold might be going upwards to test the 1774 region. All right, it may be going up to test the 1774 region. Okay, now the KSI is green in color. There's no blue bars at the moment. The bullishness is still pretty strong on the gold market right now today. So take note of that, everybody. Take note of that. It's still pretty strong, all right, based on what we're seeing right now. Okay, so let's look at silver. Now, silver, I already tell you to keep on looking for buy. Now, silver on Friday, it came down strongly, but then towards the end, it recovered quite nicely. So this shows you that silver now is getting more and more attention, and I suspect that silver will be used as a form of what they call speculative product, and I suspect that this will push it higher if the market downs to think that, hey, you know what, we have done our books, we can push it higher. So the push it higher level will be $23.80. Okay, so traders kindly think of that. If the silver go up itself, silver will go up to $23.80. All right, so for those who are silver collectors like myself, you can consider doing that. Okay, so that is silver. Let's look at crude oil. Crude oil continue to march higher. Oh my goodness, look at crude oil. Oh my God, keep on going higher. It has broke my $81.30 support resistance, so it's done out already. I'm just taking it away. Okay, I can tell you now the MA30 is here at $77. The MA200 is at $69. So very, very bullish. The MLP is here, and that's $21. So the gold crude oil price will likely continue to surge, and my target now is still going to be at 82 to 83 level. I told you before, that's my stand, but technical wise itself can go to 85, but to me 82, 83, I think that's a relatively good level for us to take some profit, or you not take some short position on crude oil. So kindly take note of that. I will tell you my view already for crude oil this year itself. All right, so with that, let's look at the crude oil. The crude oil chart. So crude oil chart today today already hit the pivot 1. Today the high already hit pivot 1, and that's $82.73. And I told you that about 82 to 83 we can consider to book some profit. All right. So my view is this now, unless the market continue to go past pivot 1, which is the buy still, but I will say that we don't need to go and jump in right now. Let it pull back a little bit, then maybe later on buy up again. Okay, my personal view is this, but it's your own personal call here. Okay, all right, so that is the crude oil. I've done that, so I covered also the commodities, and now let's look at the Bitcoin cryptocurrency market to wrap it up. Now this morning is all right. You can see that Ethereum basically recover from the low end, recover all the way, and now Ethereum is still trading very nicely at the 3860 point. Now, I already told you that 39.45 is a very strong resistance there. And I think that if the market goes there, it may pull back. And because pivot 1 is also there, it may cause the big movement, or it may trigger it. So all I can say is this: if anybody wants to sell Ethereum, wait for 39.56 to sell. If you don't want to buy, you can try to buy towards it, but it's going to be a short trip. All right, that is the Ethereum. And of course, let's look at the Bitcoin to wrap it up for today's MAO. Now, Bitcoin continued to march higher. Now it's 61,900. In fact, it went to 62,500. Now, the last time the high was created back in April, where it hit the high of 64,000. So we're now $2,000 away from the target. But you can see the way it moved out, right? Is very parabolic, very parabolic. And of course, those people in Salvador itself will be very happy because now their currency have appreciated. So definitely it's all right. It makes a lot of sense that they should be very happy because now they are not doing much and yet their currency appreciate. They can buy more stuff. So that is whereby maybe the president itself is pretty smart. He knows what to do. Okay, so anyway, the thing is this. I still stand my position on this particular market is that now Bitcoin to buy itself, other than intraday to buy, is fine. But to buy to keep, I think it's really, really at the extreme level. We don't need to chase. So a pullback of sort with a CCRY would be a better choice itself, okay? But again, for today, for Bitcoin, if it stays up, it should be going to 63,244 because that is the pivot one level today, 63,244. So traders, take note of that. All right, so that is all for today's MAO. I've covered all the technical, fundamental news and everything. I come to the end. I hope that you like today's MAO. Remember what Larry Williams says, what this Mike, some mysterious broker say, what Mike Wilson says. All right, all these, if you put it together itself, you should know roughly what's going to happen in the next 4 to 6 week time. All right. So thank you very much for today. I will see you again tomorrow. All right, for my TWB student, for those who are my TWB Facebook group, Facebook page, sorry, thank you for supporting us. If you think that you want to join us, contact us through Facebook. We will more than help you on this. All right, see you again. Bye-bye.